Hello and welcome to the Monster Hunter Stories demo, which we're playing because it's literally the beginning of the game and saves can transfer to the full game, and I'm going to be recording the full game, so we're getting an early start. Hooray for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive on in. I have played this in Japanese, but this will be my first time playing it in English, and it's a fun game. I like it. It's got a lot of charm. All right, so something I'm going to point out already. The language they speak is actually a language designed specifically for this game, and it's actually kind of fun trying to figure out what means what. Like, there are some words that are repeated often enough that you can figure out what they mean, and every time you hear it, it's like, oh, that's what it is. So, for example, monster is mota, and monster egg is motabo, and kinship stone is kinasti. So there's a lot of fun stuff like that. Like, it's something fun to do at the start of the game. Just try and piece together what they're saying without actually reading anything. Yeah, of course. By the way, Lily is adorable. But some of them ride chickens. I like how the texture on the plant is way higher resolution than the texture on the ground. Actually, they're probably the same resolution. It's just the one on the ground is really stretched. She stopped talking way before her text box did. And thus, we are given control of our character. So something I'd like to point out about this character design is that, well, they hide the face, but not completely. Because this is still a blank slate. We'll be given the chance to create our character in a little bit. But also, just this costume. The fact that it's got a face drawn on the back of it is actually something that's really kind of cool, because even in real life, for example, big cats, if you wear a mask on the back of your head, they're less likely to attack you. Like, the zookeepers often do that because the thing is, their instinct tells them to attack from behind. So if they see a face looking at them, they're like, oh, that must not be behind. Anyway, this beginning bit is basically just free gathering, which is exactly why we're doing that. But yeah, I just thought that that was a cool little touch on this costume. Hey, Cheval. Yeah, she can. Yep, there is. Having played this game in Japanese, its combat system is a lot deeper than a lot of people realize. The way you get competitive level monsters is fun and interesting. The main loop of the game, going out, grabbing eggs, hatching eggs, all that, is pretty neat. There's a lot of cool stuff about this game. There's a lot to like. And the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of, even on a new 3DS, there will be frame drops. So just be ready for those. They're gonna happen. Especially out in the large fields. But there's also sometimes in battles, sometimes in the caves when there's a lot of particle effects around. This game doesn't run perfectly. I would have loved to see them port this to the Switch. And, I mean, they could still make a sequel. I'd be down for that. Game's fun. I like it. It's got a lot of charm to it. Looks like there's 3 or more eggs. 5 eggs, with 4 of them being flying wyvern eggs and 1 being special. Yeah, that's one way. Also, rider is Rada. Any old rock will do. And now we get to do character creation. I feel like if they wanted to do this, they really should have hidden your character's face just a little bit better. I'm going to go a female character because they're just adorable and the armor's cute. And face type regular is just fine. Skin tone, we're fine as we are. So let's go on to next. Eyes, there's a lot of different types. Just so many. They give you a lot of choices. And then there's that. But yeah, for example, just we can actually do things here. We can test and see all the emotions that these parts can show. I'm not keeping this face, by the way. But Actually, hang on. Back. You saw the chin of our character before. And yet, we could do this. That looks nothing like what we saw earlier. So, like, it's a thing. Anyway, let's... I know bright's the default, but it is pretty nice. Let's just cycle through this again. Cat eyes are cute, but too small. Youthful. I think I'm just gonna go with bright here. It looks nice. The eye color is already just... I like it like that. And this is my favorite of the mouths because it's just adorable. And really cute as justice. So hairstyle, there was this. I like ponytails, so sue me. Sure, there's a lot of ponytails, but I like the short ponytail. Even though there's a lot of different hairstyles here. And they all have good stuff going for them. It's just they're not all what I want. That's what I want. And then for color, I like to go... we want a kind of dark brownish. There we go. That looks nice. I'll take it. And then voice. Not a fan of type 2. Nor type 3. So type 1 it is. Some of this stuff doesn't strike me as makeup. But let's just go with none. That looks fine. And we'll keep the default name, except not. We'll enter a name. Actually, hang on. Let's just see the names that it can generate. I believe it does go in a cycle. Some of these names don't seem like female names, but then again, I guess they can be. Yeah, it does go in a cycle. And honestly, there was only Caden. I've never heard that name attached to a female. I've definitely heard it attached to males. What am I even doing? Yeah, let's just go Garnet. That works. It's got some red to it. I've used that name before, just not on a character in Monster Hunter Stories. Yeah, it's that you didn't use actual kinship stones. Cute little Rathalos. Yeah, we did. Imprinting, duh. Okay, I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't go with Ratha and Rathi for Cheval's mount later on, but after seeing it in the Monster Hunter Stories anime, because like in the Japanese version, it was Reus and Rhea, which is short for Rio Reus and Rio Rhea. They're Japanese names. So I was hoping it would be, Los and Ian. But no, we got Ratha and Rathi. Yeah, they do use the Japanese names for monsters when they're talking. That's the only Japanese, well, it's not even real Japanese, that sneaks into the voiced lines. Just gonna leave those other flying wyvern eggs there, huh? You two could totally take them back. And you can tell they're flying wyvern eggs because of the pattern. Pattern and color determine what is going to be able to hatch out of an egg. That pop-in, though. Most of the time, the characters are those silhouettes, and then they just load in their actual model when you get close enough. But sometimes they just pop right on in. It's kind of weird. No way we can do story quests? And there's objective markers? And we can talk to people? No way. Yeah, I played this in Japanese without bothering to read basically any of those. And I'm going to continue to not bother to read basically any of those. Yeah, he sure can't. Yeah, and he'll be like twice that big just tomorrow. Probably died. We don't even have weapons. Alright, let's go see the chief. As much as I want to talk to the townsfolk and get quests already, we've still got some stuff that needs taken care of. Apparently, Chief Omna likes to speak in rhymes. Yeah, it sure is. Oh, do I? I like how expressive they make your character during the little chats there, even though your character doesn't talk. All right. So yeah, things aren't all happy. Poor little Ratha. Amazing how identical the village looks after a year. There's exactly one change, and is that there used to be a house there. A year has passed since the Nargacuga's attack. Hakum village is slowly rebuilding back to its former glory. Today is the day of the rite of kinship. It's the final step to becoming a rider, but what will you have to do? I suppose we'll find out in the next episode. See you then, friends.